Is Facebook dropshipping still worth it in 2022, or has the platform taken on so many problems that it may not be worth your time? From payout holds, account restrictions, supplier problems, wrongful customer chargebacks, you need to take these things into consideration when dropshipping on Facebook in 2022 and really establish if it's worth your time, effort, and money. Today I'll share with you 3 of the most important variables that I see are trending right now in Facebook dropshipping and how they've kind of impacted us as sellers. We need to address some of the issues around capital needed to run an efficient dropshipping business. Now, I think a lot of people have this misconstrued, and it's important to touch on some of the important variables. Yes, dropshipping allows you to hold inventory without upfront capital, but that doesn't mean you still don't need capital to purchase that inventory when it comes time to fulfilling orders. I see a lot of people in the space using credit cards with cashback rewards to purchase their inventory. While this has some obvious benefits associated, it has some major drawbacks that I don't see many people touching on. If you take a step back and look at the larger picture of Facebook, is it inevitable that at some point you're gonna have a hold on your account that may be temporary or unfortunately permanent? It's important to keep this in mind when using these different cashback reward credit cards because it could ultimately leave you in a difficult situation. And regardless of Facebook paying you, you're still responsible for paying their credit card bill. I personally believe using your own capital when starting is the best move. My first year dropshipping on Facebook, I invested $900 and grew that into $13,000 in just about 10 months. In my first year, I had a few accounts put on a temporary hold along with my payments. At the end of the day, I didn't receive the 5% cash back on the sales generated, but I was able to reinvest my profits and keep the business running smoothly without acquiring any debt that I may not have been able to pay back. Most of the people dropshipping on Facebook are using the most easy and convenient supplier, that being Amazon. Now, unfortunately, Amazon has their terms and service that they do not permit dropshipping and that they will ban your account if they catch you do so. In the past 8 months, Amazon has extremely ramped up their intolerance to dropshippers and are banning people in much higher volume than they did in the past. As a $1 trillion company, getting around those bans is tougher than you may think. The feeling of tons of orders coming in and the inability to fulfill those orders is pretty deflating. Many of those people who used Amazon have now had to use Walmart or eBay as their new supplier. Unfortunately, those platforms have different restrictions on purchasable items as well as slower shipping speeds. I think there's 2 important questions we need to ask ourselves when using these new suppliers like Walmart and eBay. One of the important ones is it going to keep our customers happy long term? Now, in a digital age when everything is pretty immediate, it's important that our shipping speeds are fast, and most importantly, we have a diverse selection of inventory to kind of give customers a selection of what they want to purchase. Another important question is what happens when Walmart and eBay decide they don't want us using them as suppliers for our dropshipping needs? Who will we use at the end of the day? This variable, in my opinion, is one of the most important. If we're looking at where Facebook algorithm is today comparatively to where it was in the past, there are some major changes. 2 years ago, or even just last year, you had the ability to spend little to no money on marketing your listing and had a high volume of impressions. That was one of the most enticing aspects of Facebook dropshipping, that there wasn't the marketing costs associated. Of course, you could boost a listing or run ads, but you could be extremely successful without it. After you publish your listing with an enticing picture, you would organically gain traction and you would obtain sales. When Facebook algorithm was hot, I was getting around 50,000 impressions every 7 days when posting around 20 items per day. Currently posting 50 items a day, I'm getting around 20,000 impressions every 7 days. Over time, it's clear my product research skills have improved. I've learned more about what pictures perform better, and my seller rating has drastically improved with many more positive reviews. So why is the general consensus that our accounts are performing worse? Now, I'm sure many of you want to jump in and say, well, Facebook Marketplace is just clearly saturated. There's too many sellers and not enough demand. And while that holds a level of truth, I believe that it's a little more elaborate and some other variables weigh into the situation more than saturation. When Facebook rolled out the Shops feature, it really was and still is in a beta version. I think Facebook has good plans to make Shops operate smoothly and efficiently, but it's obvious we aren't there now. One of the big indicators that shops still need work is a non-existent selling fee. Basically, everyone is reaping the rewards of selling on shops, but Facebook itself is not seeing any return from their users selling on the platform. I truly believe that once Facebook runs shops as a business rather than a free-for-all with unexplained bans, payment holds, and most importantly, inconsistency in the traffic they push towards their sellers, shops are not consistent in their success. So the main question, is it still worth it? And I think it's really dependent on the individual who you're speaking to. If you're someone looking to get a foot in the door with e-commerce, or maybe just someone looking to have a smaller side hustle, then I 100% believe it's worth it to step into Facebook dropshipping. It's gonna teach you a lot about e-commerce, and in the same breath, it's gonna teach you a lot about operating a business and how to do that smoothly. On the other side of that coin are entrepreneurs who are looking to make this their full-time income and really need to think about what that looks like. I personally do not believe that you can treat Facebook dropshipping as a full-time income. To be specific by what I mean, I'm implying running money through a payroll company, paying state and federal taxes that allow you to collect a check at the end of every week with your company's name on it. Can you afford healthcare, contribute to a 401k, and most importantly, pay your bills with taxed money? I would love to hear your thoughts on whether you guys think that you can make Facebook dropshipping a full-time income, and most importantly, how your accounts are doing now. Some people are saying shops are where it's at, other people are saying marketplace. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. If you guys like this video, be sure to subscribe and hit that like button to stay tuned in with where e-commerce is today and how to be successful within it. Peace.